Hello, everybody. Welcome to my weekly meltdowns coverage of Big Brother 26. Oh my gosh, we have such. Sorry, I want to put the live feeds on in the background, like just in case the endurance comes.
Yeah,
in.
put it. Yeah, do the wall.
Okay, so we have we have
live coverage of the wall comp. Yeah, let's go.
We have so much to talk about here, and so Stefan is here with me. How you doing, Stefan?
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be back.
So Stefan slid in my DMs last week and he was like, I have to talk about Big Brother. Like there is just so much to get into this season. And Stefan, you picked like the perfect night to come on the show.
I know,
because it was a really damn good episode. Like as soon as you hopped into the StreamYard here, like we started talking Big Brother. I was like, wait, like I want to save it for like on air because like there are so many like things I want to like discuss and everything. But damn, so much to get into. But before we get into it proper, I just want to say hi to all of our friends in the chat. So we have Kylan, Samuel, we have Pokemon. Hey, Kylan, what's up? We have Linda, Alice, and Heather Jean, Joseph Boza, Haley, Vic 17. So thank you guys for joining us as we're like breaking it all down here. So Stefan, of course, like we have our like Twitter messages with Kylan to like chat like Big Brother every now and then, but I haven't gotten like your full like thoughts like proper on Big Brother 26 so far. So before we like focus on like the details of the episode tonight, like just give me like any like rambling thoughts you have about like the season so far.
Yeah, I mean, this is a solid season so far. Like it's kind of like I was just thinking like the first few weeks, it's like this is a 10 out of 10 boot list for me anyway. Like I've been so happy with like all the results. I'm really enjoying like the chaos of Tucker, enjoying the chaos of Angela, of course. I like there's like no like problematic people, and it's just like it's such a relief. And people are playing. It's like very fluid. It's a fun season. Good casts. I would say like my favorites are Tucker, Chemo, and Angela.
Mm-hmm.
I think tonight I decided I think Chemo is my winner pick. I don't like Quinn. I don't like Cam. I didn't like Cedric as a player. As a person, he's great. And then the AI twist, I actually overall it's worked out great, and I think it's like it's not a bad twist because we get some unpredictability every Thursday and some hype and it's like a twist that is manufacturing that a little bit, but it's actually like in a good way, in my opinion. I mean, they're always going to do some sort of bad twist every year. This is probably, the best we're going to get. Also, the comps are equitable, and they're, like different people are winning. Like, it's kind of wild that in the first week, Angela was HOH and got rid of Matt. In a regular universe, it would have been the opposite. So we're kind of like in a multiverse situation right now.
Yeah, and I thought like tonight, like with like announcing this new twist, I was like, oh man, is the AI arena like done for after tonight? I really thought that was going to be the case, but it's there was no announcement made that the AI arena was ending. So I think we're still going through with it. So which makes me really happy because I totally agree. Like this twist has been really great so far. I think the only unanimous vote was Kenney, I believe. And that was for a guy who literally wanted to leave. So like that, whatever. Why?
Just quickly on that episode, the fact that he went home on a chaotic ass week was a dream situation. That was perfect time for Kenney to just get out and have the drama continue on. Which is why I slipped into your DMs. So I was like, oh my God, things are like really heating up,
Yeah. Heating up in a good way and like not like a problematic way either. Like I totally agree that like it feels like I don't want to agree with Cody Calafiore if it feels like old school Big Brother because like it still has that like
taste of it. It's like an hors d'oeuvre of old school.
Yes, we're getting the appetizer, not like the full meal. Like there's still some stinkiness of modern Big Brother amongst us, Leah. But yeah, I'm really happy with the direction of the season so far, and I'm happy to hear that you agree as well. I feel like you and I are always on the same page in terms of like we just want good TV. We want good casting. Like that's really what it boils down to. And but not having production get in the way of that good casting. And so far, 3 out of 3, I think we're doing pretty good.
Yep. Yeah. And like Brooklyn, Chelsie, Cam, you're in danger, girl. Like they went from the top to the bottom. Like, unbelievable. Like that's what we want. Like that is awesome. We want good TV, right? That's what we want.
Yeah, especially because so like we'll get into it proper, but like the first thing on that note is like I love that like it cut to that awkward segment where Julie like tries to make everybody like strategize, and Brooklyn's literally telling Rubina like, "Sorry, girl, you're going home." And then
I missed
Rubina
that.
stays.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and Rubina looked like all upset. That's why like Rubina had that big reaction when the votes were being read. And then they cut to Brooklyn because Brooklyn's like, "Oh shit, I just told this gal that she was going home." So like basically I just told her that like I'm one of the few like votes to evict her. And now she stayed. So I'm glad we got that like super dramatic like pan to Brooklyn like with
her
like
face.
She was gagged.
That face of Blindside. That's what we all love, man. That is just that's a treat. The Blindside face. And like tonight I actually felt something, and that's like if I feel something, like I felt like a real emotion tonight from these players. Like they were legitimately heartbroken to get rid of Cedric, and I could feel that, and like that's awesome. That is like that's authenticity. That's what I always want from these shows. That's what I watch them for. So I'm glad we got that tonight.
Wait, so why don't you like Quinn?
Well, I think that he's a archetype that Survivor and Big Brother has really leaned into the past few years, which is the cringe superfan. And we have talked about this together on the show, like you and me, and like it's just all over the place. Like these people come on the show with this whole like way too much knowledge, like they're way too into it, and like they pander to the audience. They act in ways that are like sort of like in service of this meta that is so inauthentic, cringy, pandering, contrived, fake stuff. And it's like, I want to watch a person in the game playing the game and like being
not trying to like self-produce himself as like the next Dr. Will.
And like Quinn has been on the live feeds, like, wanting a deep dive with Taryn on RHAP. And it's just like, it's
you gotta earn that.
It's so cringe. Like, shut up. Like, like, stop saying these things. Like, you want to be like, he's thinking like, I'm just going to be this fantasizing, like, I'm going to be a commentator on these shows, like, for the foreseeable future. And I'm going to be remembered as this great player. Like, it's terrible, and I absolutely hate it. I hate it.
I know. I wish he would turn it around because he is on my draft team, so I have to like root for him just a little bit here. But I totally get the gripes that like I feel like a lot of fans have with Quinn at this point. I am happy that he stayed last week, though. I will say, like,
no, I am too, actually. Yeah, like because he is contributing something. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Like I want Angela, Tucker, and Quinn to stay for a while. Like I want like the heavy hitters. Like, and as much as I love the Blindside tonight, right? Like I kind of think that Cedric would have contributed more to the season overall than Rubina. I think.
See, I disagree with you.
Okay, walk me through that.
Well, I just think Cedric's boring. He's a boring player. Like when he was HOH, he just like wanted everything to be perfect, squeaky clean, all wrapped up in a little bow. Like totally trying to avoid any like adversity, avoid any conflict. And like the thing is, like this is a competitive game. You're HOH. You're putting people on the block. You are going to face adversity, and you're going to piss people off. So you have to deal with that. So that's why I don't like him. Yeah.
No, that's fair. Gosh, I was going to ask you about something. Oh yeah. So I want to hear,
but tonight, like when he was running around in that 60 seconds, I felt like we got like I felt like, just from my perspective, like we got so much personality and like vigor from him than like I think that I've seen from him. Like I was like, where is that Cedric? I mean, he was panicking a little bit, but like I like that. I don't know. There was something just like really like I just felt, it felt real. It felt good, and like it felt like he was like actually like fighting for his place, you know,
Sure.
for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, like I feel like just a week or two ago, like everybody was saying like Chelsie and Cedric, they're in the best positions in the house. And how quickly like position can change in this game. And it just goes to show like you should, like, of course it's like worked out for Tucker so far.
Right.
But you should never volunteer yourself to go on the block, because you just never know what can happen. Especially in like a season that it has set the precedence for like just like chaos and inability to like get like a cohesive group of people together to stay. I just like I don't understand like why you would put yourself up on the block there.
Don't put yourself on the block. And I was thinking about this, like it's been ridiculous. Like how many people have been like just like, oh, I'll do it. And like it's there's so much I could analyze and like say about this. Like, first of all, like I think it displays like a level of like complacency within your position in the house. And also, like, if you put yourself on the block, you are literally giving everyone else in the house an option to target you and to get rid of you, whether like everything is good or not. Like, you are giving everyone else the option and the opportunity to like think about getting rid of you. And people will find any kind of reason to get rid of you, you know? And like Cedric he got exposed this week because I guess like Quinn ratted him out, right? Their alliance. And so like, so then obviously that increased his threat level by a lot, because he was probably viewed as like, you know, then all of a sudden he's a power player for the other alliance, and he clearly was.
But does and so I was thinking like, so Quinn, like he goes to cast his vote tonight. Of course, he doesn't have a vote, so it ended up being 6-3, I think, for Cedric to go home. Is it kind of best case scenario for Quinn though that he wasn't able to vote tonight? Like, I feel like he has plausible deniability with like both sides to be like, I totally would have voted out Cedric. I totally would have voted out Rubina, like that kind of thing. I feel like he could recover from this, is what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, there is that chance that he could recover from it. Because,
will he? Probably not, but
well, we got the DRs, like Chemo and T-Core are like now skeptical of him. They were happy that he appreciated it. But I think like all over social media, people were like saying like rat floater, like people were really hating that move. But like when you watch the episode, like I actually thought that it was a good move. Yeah. And like I was thinking about like, so Tyler, like what would you do in that situation? You're in two, you know, big significant alliances. You're obviously like playing the middle to some degree. Yeah. But you're loyal to one of them more than the other. So do you tell the other alliance? Do you rat them out? Is that a good move?
Okay, so like that makes me think to like the week that Dan was America's player in Big Brother 10, right? And America casted his vote for him, but like Dan was very conveniently in the middle of these like two sides, right? So I think so like when Dan votes out Jesse in Big Brother 10, and he like picks a side with like he picks a side with Keisha, Rennie, and Memphis and Libra, and like decides to ride with that side instead of like April, Michelle, Ollie, Jerry, like all of them, right? I think the move is to just like stick with that side. As much as I'm saying like Quinn has like plausible deniability, what I'm saying is like he has a choice of which side he wants to go with. But he needs to commit to that side, right? Like, I don't think it would have been in Dan's best interest after he voted out Jesse to go back to April and Michelle and Jerry and be like, hey guys, like I'm with you, I promise. You know what I mean? I think that and like, of course it's not the same because like he ultimately did cast a vote to evict where Quinn did not. But I'm saying like, I think like once you once you make that decision, you need to stick with that decision. Otherwise,
so
you're just going to be like a
would you
flip-flopper.
rat the other alliance out to the other alliance? Like, would you tell the alliance that you're loyal to about the other alliance that you're in?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Because like if you are like if you're on the bottom of the totem pole, which like Quinn said in this episode verbatim that he is on the bottom of the totem pole of that alliance, like you need to like give information to like get yourself like some status in that group, right? Especially when like the foundation of this like hypothetical totem is not that sturdy and not that solid. Like like anything to like get yourself in there and get like higher up on the ranks, I think is fine. However, like if I were in that alliance and I'm looking at Quinn trying to squeeze himself in there, I'd be like, America voted for you to go in the block. Like, I'm not sure, like, I like trust what you're saying. Like, America's influence would kind of signal to me that like there's something fishy going on here. So
yeah, especially when you're in the house. Yeah, especially when
I would really take that seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, so would I, because especially like you're in the house and like you don't know all what everyone's thinking, but America does. So yeah, that would be so significant to have. Like, I guess like because we got like confessionals or diary rooms from T-Core and Chemo saying like Chemo appreciated it, but they're both like skeptical of him now.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess it's just like one of those things. Like, I guess moving forward, he'd have to, work very hard to convince T-Core and Chemo that he is loyal to them.
Yeah.
So, I guess maybe ratting out the other alliance can be definitely beneficial for you. But you can also, like, I can't think of an example off the top of my head of someone doing this and being like getting in massive trouble and being evicted within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, right.
Is there anyone that we can think of who's done that? But right now, like, unfortunately, Cochran is coming to mind from South Pacific.
God, good old freaking Cochran. Nothing I can think of. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody from BB Can. I don't know. It like full disclosure, like I told you this before going on air, the AC is not working in our apartment, so I am very like hot and flustered tonight. So I'm having a little bit of brain fog, but I'm sure like super fan, like nerdy encyclopedic knowledge Tyler with AC could figure this question out for you.
Yes. No worries.
No, you're good. We have a question from Pokemon 9 though. Do you think Quinn should have put up Leah instead of Rubina since T-Core and Chemo are so tight with Rubina? What do you think?
I mean, Leah is like kind of like a non-player right now. So could we put up Leah instead of Rubina? I don't know. I actually agree with you that the aspect that Rubina isn't really doing much.
And I'm sure she's a sweet gal in real life, blah, 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 blah. But like, I just, I would have been more excited for her if she won the AI arena tonight. But like, I just, I fail to see her like really moving and shaking for the rest of this game.
No, she's really not doing that. And I thought she was going to be that going in. But Leah and Rubina, I guess when I'm thinking about it, it's like they're both kind of in similar positions in the game where Leah doesn't really have anyone, it seems like. And then Rubina has something going on, but she's like on the very bottom of it.
I just think that like I think like what Pokemon's trying to say is like Quinn needs some friends. Like he needs some like solid allies here. And like you're right, like nobody would really go to bat for Leah if she was put up. Whereas like T-Core and Chemo have kind of been having Rubina in their back pocket as like
they've advocated for her.
Yeah. So like to get in good graces better with T-Core and Chemo, why not just put up Leah instead? Like it is weird to me. It's bizarre to me that like Mackenzie is like has such a big target on her, whereas like Leah still has not touched the block. And like we got that like lame ass segment on yesterday's show about like her sitting back and watching everybody, and I'm like, that is so like revisionist history. I hate when people like go into the diary room and they're like, oh, like I'm playing low, like stealthy on purpose. Like Leah is just like not doing well at this game, and it saddens me to say because she's a VIP cocktail waitress. Like you are amongst royalty here. You are amongst Janelle. You are amongst Rachel, Portia, Big Brother 13 finalists as well. I'm afraid to say I feel like Leah is going to be the floppiest of all the VIP cocktail waitresses that have stepped.
Oh yeah, if we're doing power rankings, she's like bottom tier.
Yeah, by a long shot for sure. So I don't know, and I'm really disappointed in Leah. Like I wished more for her in this game. Like I thought she was going to be a better player than what she's turned out to be. So I don't know.
Yeah, and like what I've understood from like the live feed updates and like what I'm seeing on social media, like she's not playing well, and she like all of a sudden like she had that really like that DR that you just mentioned and she was also like roasting people. It's like what are you doing? Like everyone knows that you're a phony and not good at the game and you're not interesting at all. Like, yeah. But they're trying to like paint her in this like Brittany Haynes category or something.
Yes.
Like
yes.
I don't know.
And it's not working. Like,
it's not working at all. It's not funny. So
I don't know. So if like Leah is the next like evicted, like I would be pretty happy with that. Like pretty happy with the boot order so far. So let's just keep that train moving. Let's get Leah out next, maybe Rubina after that. I don't know. Yeah, so I guess like gosh, what else can we talk about here? So I guess like let's talk about like the eviction proper. So of course like we had the AI arena. And Stefan, it was a photo finish here. Like, if Rubina did not spend like a half second like looking over at Mackenzie like a couple times, she easily would have won that.
Yeah, she was. What was she doing? Like, just get the ball off and touch the thing. She like had that in the bag, but that was pretty intense there. Like at the end of that competition, and. I
just love how equitable comps these are,
Yes, absolutely. And like they're quick as well. I like that.
Yeah. And I think Cedric really I think he did not play his hardest in this comp because he thought that he was safe.
Yeah. I was like, why is he losing? That's what I thought. He must have there was part of him that threw that a little bit, I think.
I think so. I think that he thought that he was safe for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then so after Mackenzie wins the AI arena, of course, like they go downstairs. Julie does that whole like, all right, everybody, this is your time to go into separate rooms.
This meme is just fantastic. Like Julie, like just like strongly imposing this 60-second thing and getting grumpy about it when they don't. And then tonight she was like, "Oh, well, you guys actually played tonight." Like that was funny.
That was funny. She was like, "Looks like he made up for the first 3 weeks of not strategizing." But I respect that. Like Cedric, like did take that time to like campaign and everything like that. It looks like we have live feeds are back on.
Oh shit! It's over already.
No, it looks like Leah's still in her eviction.
Oh, they haven't even started yet. Okay.
Yeah. But I kind of like having the feeds on in the background as I'm talking.
Oh yeah, this is fun. Yeah, that's great.
Peep my giant mounted TV. Let's see.
So what do you think of Joseph? I'm curious. What do you think of Joseph?
Okay, so Joseph he's going to get my votes for the AI instigator.
Me too, actually.
I think that it's probably going to go to Tucker because like the casuals love him and like I get it, like love him too, but like I don't think that Tucker is the best person for this specific task. I would just love to see. I feel like Joseph is he's like a friendlier Matt Hoffman to me, if that makes sense. Like he has that like maniacalness to him, but I feel like he has a little bit more of a heart. He's certainly not making up rare chronic diseases that his wife has either, which is always a plus. But no, in all seriousness, like I think Joseph, like I think he has the potential to do really well. I think that he just needs to find himself in a better position and then capitalize on it. Like as much as like we were saying, like Chelsea's in like a great position, Brooklyn's in a great position, blah, blah, blah. Like they're in good positions, but they don't have the strategy to like keep themselves there. But they like got themselves there. They got themselves there because they're really good and smooth socially. Whereas like Joseph is like the opposite problem. Like I feel like if he were in that position that those girls are in, he would know what to do with that, but he just doesn't have the social chops to like get himself there. And I'm just worried that like
he's Delulu, man. About his own, like he has like no self-awareness of like how he is in the game at all. And I think that's his downfall. He's like so like, again, sort of this meta obsession with how you're coming across, you know, oh, I'm the star of the show. He literally said that. You know, he thinks he's like the comedic relief. You know, it's like, and that mentality is going to be his downfall.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm 2 thumbs up on Joseph so far, but I'm excited to see like where he goes. Like I feel like he's gonna really turn on his game like in the second half of the season, and that to me is like the difference between like Joseph and like T-Core, for example, like laying low, waiting for their turn to strike, compared to Leah, who says that they're doing that, but they're just chilling, sitting around. You know, like there's a difference to me there. You said that Chemo is your winner pick, so walk me through that. Like, what do you see in Chemo?
I don't know. I had this. It's more of a vibe feeling right now. It's just a vibe. I was watching the episode, and the DRs that he gave, it just seems like he's just very thoughtful. He's interesting. He's got like, you know, this like really strong bond with T-Core, but you know, they were just like the only issue is that like they made a good move tonight. Like they committed to the big move, which was really good. They did not, you know, backtrack or, you know, pussy their way out.
That is true. Like how many times do we get stuff like this and then like they chicken out at the last minute and then it's like a unanimous vote and then like whatever. That's a good point, Stefan.
Yeah, so I'm happy that they committed. They did expose themselves, but at the same time, they flipped the house. Like now they are way higher on the top, and now Cam, Brooklyn, and Chelsie, who were on the top, are now on the bottom. So they made a great move tonight. So I think like all of their overthinking and talking nonstop, talking to each other, and not doing anything. I guess it was fine, but like I don't know, Chemo is just like he's really good socially. He's like just very he has a great attitude, just extremely pleasant to be around, and also just very thoughtful and strategic, and has like good bonds in the house. And like to me, like he's one of those like those players that can play a long, drawn out game like this well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. And you know, now that like this like kind of like split has happened, like God, I feel like Chelsie, Brooklyn, and Cam are like kind of on the bottom now. And like if one of them 3 does not win HOH, like gosh, if Cam is the next one to go, like, ooh, baby, sign me up for that. Like that would be amazing as well. As much as I don't want like my first draft pick to go home, but like if it's any of the 3 of them leaving, I would prefer for Cam to be the first one going out the door.
He's like doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Like zero, like Leah's at 1%, he's at 0%.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like he's non-existent. Such a disappointment.
I agree.
Yeah. So yeah, get rid of another boring player. That would be fantastic, and just keep the interesting people inside. And by the way, I'm in a draft with just like a couple of people on Twitter, and my
who's your team?
It was Tucker, Angela, Chelsie, and someone else I forgot. But Tucker was my number 1 pick.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm totally happy with it. I love Tucker. I'm a Tucker stan for sure.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and update our draft here so you can take a look at this. So Jackie lost her first person tonight and did not think Cedric would be that first person. going out of Jackie's team here. So
yeah, unexpected boot this week for sure.
So what do you think of these draft teams, Stefan?
Yeah, this was up before we started, and like, I don't know, everyone has a stinky player on their team, you know. It's kind of hard to say. I mean, I like Jackie has T-Core, who's really strong, and then Aaron has well, I guess maybe Aaron's team is a little bit probably out of these 4 teams is like, you know, like now Chelsea's on the bottom, is at risk, is in danger. Leah is sort of nothing, and then Tucker is kind of, I don't know, like Tucker, I guess he is a big target, but like his wins have bought him time, and that time has like been super lucky, and he's been able to like ingratiate himself a little bit more, but he needs to stop making horrible decisions, please.
And it is a like I don't want to minimize that, like it's a big net positive that for Tucker that Rubina stayed tonight. Like that's
god, yeah, Cedric went out. Yeah, like huge.
Yeah,
huge,
true.
Huge.
Yeah. So I don't know, like there's definitely some like stock rising in Tucker's as much as like he has like a big target for himself. Like I think he's better off tonight than he was like a few days ago. So I don't know. You just never know.
Yeah, no, like tonight was a turning point for a lot of the house in general.
Totally.
Because Tucker's not on the bottom anymore. Like he was. I think that the target is now Brooklyn, Chelsie, and Cam. Yeah, and Quinn too.
Yeah, and so like with all of those like big targets you mentioned, like one person we haven't even like really mentioned in all of this is Angela of all people. Like
I know, of all people.
Like where the heck does Angela go now that all of this has happened? Like she's ride or die with Tucker as well, you know.
I want to know where he is at all times.
Yeah. So we can even see like a faction of Tucker, Rubina, Angela, Chelsie, Brooklyn, and Cam. And then we have like Chemo, T-Core, Mackenzie.
And then Mackenzie is
Leah?
Also like she's a free
Joseph?
She's a free card. Someone needs to pick up Mackenzie and put them in an alliance.
Yeah.
Like, she has no one. She's a free agent. So
she is, and like she is devout to Tucker right now for saving her last week. So I don't know. I'm curious to see like what Tucker does with that. Like Angela's positioning in this game is always like so damn fascinating to me. So I'm excited to see where she goes.
That segment of her, I can be on the bottom. I freaking love that segment. That was so freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
God, it's so funny. I love moments like that. Just so funny.
Who do you think is? I'm gonna bring up the draft again just so I can like visualize everybody. So of course, like we have the endurance wall comp coming tonight. Who do you think? Give me like 3 people you think could win.
All right. Well, okay. I'm not saying this because he's won every competition, but Tucker, this is a good competition for him because he's long, he's lean, he's in good shape, and he's already proven that he can, do well in comps. His mentality, like the way he was talking to Rubina about his like mentality when going into comps, like he is super chill, calm, confident. I think Tucker is like gonna win this. Yeah, he's in. You think so? I think he's in the best shape of all the contestants. I mean, sure. I think Cam would be a rival as well. But yeah, Tucker is my winner pick for this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I always have to like give it to the girls for like the wall comp. Like I feel like they typically do better. I could see Mackenzie, like, yes, she's very tall, but like she's very athletic. I could totally see Mackenzie winning this. Sure. I could see Chelsie winning this as well. I could even see Rubina or Brooklyn winning it. Yeah, to be honest. I don't think it's certainly not going to be Angela. I don't think Joseph. Cam is like too bulky. Like too like muscular and like weighing himself down with that. Quinn, I don't think he's gonna be an endurance king. Same with Chemo. Leah, I think she just doesn't give a shit. So yeah, it's like Tucker is like the only guy that I think like could have a chance here, but I think it's gonna be a girl winning HOH this week.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I think I agree with everything you said. While comps the girls tend to do better with endurance than guys. So
yeah,
that's very true.
So we'll see. And gosh, I'm so excited to see. Like,
what's your kind of dream situation for next week?
Like what I want to happen or what I think will happen.
Give me what you think will happen and then what you want to have happen.
Okay, what I think will happen is I think it could be I think Quinn will land himself on the block this week again. And I think maybe next to Angela or Leah seeing the block for the first time. Or maybe like Mackenzie and Quinn. Like I could see that as well if Mackenzie doesn't win. What I would like to happen is I would love to see I would love to see Chelsie win this HOH and like have some revenge. Maybe put up like Tucker and Rubina together. I don't know.
Okay.
But that wouldn't make sense, I guess. What do you think?
Yeah,
what do you think?
I want Joseph as the HOH. And I want to see Quinn on the block, and I want to see Brooklyn on the block as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's been kind of like slithering around, and I'd like to see her, be in the line of fire a bit.
Okay, see what she does like in that position.
Yes, and like she's kind of been, she is a good player. Like she's earned, she's earning it. Like she puts in the work, but she's a little kind of slippery. And those kind of players, I want to see them face some true adversity, and I want to see her get herself out of a bad situation, which she's in right now. Yeah.
And we've certainly seen players do that so far this season a lot with like between like Tucker and Angela. So it can happen.
Yep, exactly. I guess worst case scenario would be like a Cam HOH or a Leah HOH, but that's not going to happen with her. But like Brooklyn and Chelsie and Cam are probably going to fight for this HOH, so that does concern me a little bit. And so I could see Brooklyn or Chelsie like pulling out a win out of sheer willpower and survival instincts.
I think so too. And like if Brooklyn wins, like the first thing she's gonna be like she's gonna say like, "This is for my kids. I love you. Mama can do tough things too." Like something like that, right? Like I see the DR now.
Okay, we need I would like 2 rules implemented on eviction night. No hugging. No hugging. No more hugging. And no shout outs and no talking to Julie.
Yes.
No more compliments to Julie. Like it's just out of control this season.
Oh yeah.
And like I think it's really funny. Like every time MJ and Julie interact, like they are like BFFs. Like Julie loves MJ. Can't you tell?
She does. She really does.
And MJ loves Julie. Like there is like real chemistry there. So everyone
she's going to be on
MJ,
God 101.
God 101.
Yeah.
As soon as she's out of the house, God 101, 100%. Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess we'll wait and see here. Like, I know this show's like a little short, but we don't have an HOH to speculate about. So it's like a lot of this is we'll see what happens. But like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm really happy that the AI arena was not nixed tonight. I was really worried about that. I want to see it go for a few more times because we've gotten really good, interesting results and really fun, chaotic gameplay. Like there is still like we are now entering like week 5 of the season, and there's still not a like solid majority alliance. Like we have like little pockets of like to use a Survivor Cambodia term, voting blocks. But we do not have like a strong like alliance like power structure.
And I know, which is very unusual for Big Brother. There's obviously, like we all know, the bomb squad type of stuff always happens, and they steamroll for a few weeks, and then it's quite predictable.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, Mary's like, why are you asking for a majority alliance? That's the thing. Like, I'm not. Like, I am saying like this is great that like there's all of this chaos. And it's because of the twist. I firmly believe it's because of the AI arena and not being able to solidify like who we're evicting, right? I think that's like a huge part of it. I don't want a majority alliance. I'm just saying like that's the optimal way to play Big Brother. Honestly, is the Cody Calafiore Big Brother 22 formula of like that onion alliance structure. I know I hate to say it, but like that is like the ideal way to play Big Brother. Just as long as you're in the center of that onion peel.
Exactly. What I like to see are alliances. I like solid alliances, like going after each other. That is really fun for me, just from like a viewer standpoint. But like, because it's always fun to see like the big guys getting taken down, or like someone like coming from behind and making a big power move. So yeah, I like solid alliances that are going after each other, but like a little bit of like fluidity here is fine as well.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Stefan, anything else?
I have nothing else. I'm so glad to be chatting with you. And
wait, can you give me your bold prediction of like who do you think is the final two? Who do you think is the winner of the season?
Oh shit. Okay.
I'll bring up the draft again so you can like see everybody. Just locking this in for the record.
I think that Chemo is the winner. And I think that I think that like it could be T-Core and Chemo could ride it to the very end, it just depends on, what happens with, they could get flipped on as well by other people, taken out. And then, I honestly like, this is kind of a hot take, but I see Angela slipping her way all the way like to the final 4 or 5 at this point.
For sure.
And like, you just never know what could happen. It's definitely hard to predict because I saw Cedric as a late game player, and it was this is kind of a shock that he's going home week 4. Like, I did not expect that to happen.
I did not either.
At all. No way. I saw Cedric, going all the way, to like, end game. So for a player like him to be out this early is very unusual, I think. Yeah. So like, I don't see Quinn making it very much farther. Tucker is hard to predict, but like, I don't know. I could see Tucker like going far as well. So those are my predictions, and everyone else is just going to get picked off at some point. So yeah, very, very excited to see like how far Tucker can take this thing, right? Like, and I mean, if he is there at the end, like, I gotta reward him for it. If I were on that jury, I would say like, listen, you made this shit chaotic as fuck from start to finish, like, and you were still there at the end, and I'm sitting here on jury, like, bravo to you. I have to give you the vote. Like, how can you totally
not, right?
I think we all owe Tucker a big thank you for like, I think that he was the catalyst for all of this to happen.
Yeah.
And he was the one that like stuck his neck out like in a huge way and made it freaking happen and caused all this chaos to start, which is great. It's fantastic.
Did you see him like stretching on that?
Yeah. And he's great in the DR, and he's hot as hell. And
yes.
So he's a dream contestant. Great casting.
I agree. Totally agree. You and I, we're always on the same page with our like casting opinions.
Yeah. It's the most important thing is casting. That is the number one priority for these shows.
I agree.
Casting.
I mean, I just read a tweet before we went live that the Challenge 40 season premiere was watched by like a crazy amount of viewers compared to like previous seasons as of late, and that's because like they've brought back like so many of our like old favorites, and the cast is so good. Like casting is like the most important aspect of these shows. I cannot reiterate it enough. And when the cast is good, and you just let them play and do their thing and make good TV and not like finagle too much with it.
Yeah,
we have a great season, and we have a really great season so far here.
Yeah, like week one, like we didn't need a production twist for chaos to happen because Angela created that all on her own. Like that is what I like about these shows is like stuff like that. Like the cast will create their own chaos, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, Stefan, like I know you've been saying like, oh, should I watch the challenge? I don't know. Like, I think this would be a really great one to watch. Like, okay, I was very, very happy with the season premiere.
Okay, I'll commit and I'll do it.
You should, because I'm sure Kylan will be watching too, and then like we could all like chat like the challenge like on a show together or something.
Yeah, that would be great.
Kylan says Survivor 47 about 1 month away. Oh God, I am so Survivor fatigued. Like I don't know. I can't believe like another season is starting like in just a month. Like I can't handle these like 2 seasons in a year. I know that's always been the thing for Survivor, but it just like between like with that and watching Australian Survivor as well, like it's just a lot of Survivor. I don't know.
I'm U.S. Survivor fatigue. I'm kind of like Jeff Probst fatigued, honestly.
Yeah.
So
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
But you know, I watch it anyway because I don't know. I've been watching since I was 12. You know, it's always been a part of my life. You know.
Yeah.
So
same.
I'm committed. Whether you know, I'm in this relationship for life. Yep. Yes,
exactly.
very. It really is. Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I think that does it for us. We'll be back on Tuesday to chat about whoever is the winner of the wall comp, what the heck they do with their nominations, who is the AI instigator, and some veto results. So we'll have a lot to go through on Tuesday. I can't wait to see how it goes. But if you're looking for any guidance on who to vote for the AI instigator, as much as we love Tucker and as much as we gave him praises just here, I think like Joseph would be the perfect person for this, in my opinion.
Oh, yes, I agree. He will approach this. It'll be great. He's perfect for this. Yeah.
All right. Well, Stefan, thanks for joining. Anything else to bring up?
I'm just happy to be here and looking forward to chatting again.
Yeah, and you're welcome anytime. Also, like in my little thingy right here, it says to check voter registration status. Please do that. Just go to vote.gov and just make sure that you are registered to vote. There's been a lot of like new legislation that's been passed to reduce the accessibility, especially for voting by mail or voting early. So just make sure that, especially if you're in like one of those states where like your vote like super matters. I'm not telling you who to vote for either way, but just make sure you have the ability to if you decide that you want to vote, because there have certainly been a lot of states that have made laws that like people think that they're registered to vote and then like it actually like revoked my my access to vote, and you need to like renew your registration and all this stuff. So just spend like 5 minutes just making sure you're registered to vote is all I'm going to say.
I strongly echo everything that Tyler just said. Your vote does matter. If you think it doesn't, just imagine if we all collectively thought that our votes didn't matter individually. Your vote does matter, and please vote. This election is important, no matter, probably one of the most important elections ever in the history of our country. And so whether whatever side you're on, so go and vote.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, everybody, thanks again, and we'll see you when we see you. Bye-bye.